Hey, it's Chris from Hale Guitar Studio. Welcome. Today we're going to be looking at this green Fender Stratocaster with P90 pickups and a hardtail bridge. The saddles are a bit rough and one of the screws went missing, so we're going to replace the whole set. The neck's going to have to come off to adjust the truss rod, so we'll have a look at that, and then a whole service and setup. If you like the guitar, then please click the like button to show the owner your appreciation. Let's get cracking. So we're going to take the strings off, we're going to take the saddles out because we've got some replacement saddles to go in today. The client's feeling the saddle ends are a bit scratchy and are breaking the strings, so they've asked if we can just change over to a new set of saddles, so we'll get that done. Also there's some packaging film just still left on the controls, so we're going to take the controls out and just release those last remnants of packaging film and then just get the whole thing set up. Off we go. Okay, I'm just going to take the old saddles off because then when I clean the guitar I can then give the bridge a good clean as well. It's got a little bit of grime in the back here and that's better clean than not clean. Right, so now we're going to open up these saddles. I'm just looking at the saddle screws because some of them are longer and they want to go towards the middle. So there's a couple of middle ones. That's a middle one. That's a middle one. So presumably this is an outside one. Yeah, good. So the two shorter screw lengths go on the outside. So we'll start there. Here's the intonation screws. And again, the springs are different lengths. Okay, so the shorter spring is going to fit on the 6-string saddle. I pull this one quite far back because it's going to need to be far back to set the intonation right. We're going to go there to start with, which is a little bit further back than it was, so let's just roll it forward a touch. So if you're curious to know any details, a bit far back, oh no, it's okay. If you're curious to know any details, it's the modern narrow string spacing. So the distance, you can either measure it between the middle of the two saddle screws, and it's about 54 mil, or you can measure it between the saddles and it's about 54 mil. Which is narrower than the traditional string width, E to E, and fits a more modern sized neck. Some of the Strats, as one of my other videos shows, some of the other Strats have got a modern neck but a traditional size string spacing, and you often end up with the problem of this high E string slipping off the edge of the fretboard. And the fix is to put saddles on with a narrower string spacing, but that's for another time. Okay, right, next thing to do is to pop these controls off. Ease them off gently. And when the pick guards arrive, they've often got this film on. You'll have experienced, you pull the film off and it gets stuck under the controls and in the bits of screws and stuff. And it's just a bit untidy and it gets, collects the dirt. So the easiest way to get rid of it is just grab a socket. It's probably about a 11 or a 12 mil. So that's an 11. Now look, straight in there. Loosen the nut, and then you can tidily pull the plastic film out from underneath. We know that the actual neck pocket's fine, and the client was a bit worried because the guitar had taken a fall before, but we know that that's fine now. The neck release, pretty good. I'm going to leave it just where it is. I'm happy. The string height's looking fine. It's playing beautifully, actually. So I'm just going to test the intonation. Spot on. Yeah. That's a little bit sharp. I was just starting to feel very proud of myself, considering I'd set that by eye. A little adjustment on the B string, but otherwise that was bang on. Oh, I feel quite smug. Right, let's check out the height of these P90s. So I want my ruler and my eyes. Yeah, so they were a bit high. That one's a bit low now, actually. Sorry, that one's a bit, they were a bit low. That one's a bit high now. Now that the strings have come down a bit. That's better. And that side's fine. Good. Right, I'm going to take this to the desk, give it a play, make sure it's doing everything I want it to do, and then this will be ready.